liked what you talked about integrity. This is something that we've discussed before, and to see it from your perspective is interesting. I mean, like the reality is that you know, tier one tournaments that happen, there's significant prize pool there. Right. There's significant sort of governance, I guess, from people like ESIC, right. and either kind of, particularly at live tournaments, like in-person tournaments, either judges sort of standing behind them and stuff. So the integrity is pretty firm on that front, and there is strong repercussions for anybody that is caught cheating, match fixing, or so forth. But the appetite for betting is rife. So there's been occasions where tier 2, tier 3, you're allowed to place bets on people that are playing the games in the tournaments that, for them it's like, well, I can win this and I can win like a few £1,000s for myself, or I can throw it and I can like, quadruple that, so it's so that mismatch of knowledge that you're talking about, either within the gambling operators into actually what's happening within the tournaments, is really sort of set those kind of boundaries, or it's still shifting around to see what the integrity, maybe, how that could work.
Here's the other thing, and I was told this by one of the odds makers at one of the largest books, who I'm friendly with, and just over beer talking about why it isn't happening. And he said to me, he said, look, I'm uncomfortable putting out a line on any sporting event where the athlete, the participant, could make more by cheating than winning the event. And he absolutely put esports into that category, because most esports competitions kind of fall into that category. And he was like, that's why I don't put lines out on, third round tennis tournaments, right? Because they can make more money sort of doing something unseemly. And so, that again, that's fear and not fully understanding the checks and balances in the system. But he was like, I don't take most esports for that reason.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. I mean, I was talking to Commissioner of ESIC, Ian Smith, and he was saying that, he's on the spear end of trying to figure out like how this sort of cheating, like new ways of match fixing is helping, and obviously operators sort of communicating with each other, getting some suspicious betting alerts. But take Dota 2 for example. There's a point at the end of the game where it doesn't matter like who's won or lost is already predetermined, but there is so seconds at the end of the game that you can commit suicide as your character, and then suddenly if you've bet on my team, sort of having even amounts of kills or even amounts of deaths, then then they will win the bet. So there's again, that's that sort of lack of knowledge and stuff. So I kind of understand the trepidations, but then at the same time, I think when you look at those top tier teams, and what they can lose and the prize pools and how much they're getting paying, it dwarfs a lot of traditional sports already. 100%. I mean, just look at the international, and that's $20-30 million plus just for one tournament.